Non-Greeks, what is the first thing that comes in mind when you think of Greece? Mythology. Those really nice white houses by the sea. Santorini. Euros. Slovakia. Socrates. I thought of financial disaster, but should have thought of this. Malacca. First day in Greece, I went to the beach and all I was hearing was Malacca. Well, must be a common name. Right, a very nice lady enlightened me. After my vacation I flew to Manchester for an academic trip. First thing I hear at the airport, Malacca. A bunch of Greek students. It honestly made my day. It's funny because Malacca is supposed to be an insult, yet Greeks use it mostly to say a friend can relate. In Scotland we throw cunt around like a frisbee. I heard this in Cassandra's voice. Architecture. Mediterranean food. Train wreck of an economy. Attractive people. The Acropolis. Santorini. Gays partying in Mykonos. Beautiful beaches. Olives. Feta cheese and lovely weather. Also unemployment. They had us in the first half, not gonna lie. Debt. Philosophy. Percy Jackson. Right now. Taxes. Just read something on how few Greeks actually pay all their taxes in the history of Greek tax evasion. Doing it in the butt. Et tu boute. Athens. And feta. Avgola mono soup. I've perfected it. Saganaki. But I know that's more American Greek than true Greek. My son makes it the best. I'm almost 100% Polish. But I married a Greek and my closest friends are Greek ancestry. We all live US Midwest. My bucket list of travel involves going to Greece. Someday. Looks lovely over there. My kids look Greek and not Polish. Well, one did look like a Polak. And that half of their heritage is important to me. They get enough Polish from my ma. Pola and a Greek. Chicago. Bingo. But I moved to Northern Y in 2004. We call the kids Greelocks. Souvlaki. The flag. Debt and poverty. I'm sincerely sorry that the EU has screwed up such a nice country. What makes you think it's the fault of the EU? Well, talk about removing all responsibility from the consumers who indebted themselves. I thought it was the EU that saved them, monsieur. Beautiful scenery and amazing food. This is Sparta. Dolmatas. Souvlaki. Halloumi. Deep-fried whitebait. Baklava. And those white cottages with blue roofs all piled on a cliff face. And then somewhere at the end my high school history classes kick in and I think of Troy and Helen. And Gilgamesh and etc. East Roman Empire is best Roman Empire. Lesbos. When I was a kid I read about the ancient wonders of the world. And it always amazes me that a country had such great heritage. The Colossus of Rhodes. The statue of Zeus. Greek mythology, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and something about a collapsing economy. The food, the lovely vacation I had in Athens. Greek gods, mythology, Kratos. Smoking is encouraged. No, it isn't. Then why do they smoke everywhere? They don't. History. Tax evasion. Olives and unemployment. Greek mythology, well-chiseled men, Santorini. Everyone is a descendant of Zeus. An asterisk at the Olympic Games. Grilled octopus in ouzo. Zeus. Santorini. This cake has a hole in it. Feta. Ancient Greece. Mythology. Hoplite, that sort of thing. John Stamos. Democracy. Philosophy. The class 1-2 that talked heavily about mythology. Honestly, the first thing I thought of when I saw this was Greece. Burnin' down the quarter mile. Ancient ruins. Math and architecture. Cool statues. Greece. Actually, now that I think about it, I could really go for some tzatziki sauce. My big fat Greek wedding. Athens. Gods and the letters. Smashing plates. This is Sparta. The 3 gigaseconds. Euros, gods and gays. Percy Jackson. No offense, I just grew up reading it and the book kind of stuck. Lightning. Mythology. Butt fucking. The swirl in the noses of Greek drawings. My trip to Crete. The group I traveled with rented a van and we went to Menis Beach. I was fairly certain we were going to damage the vehicle. but we made it there and back and enjoyed a quiet beach picnic in Sui Monsieur. I also think about the meals where we just asked for chef's choice at nearly every restaurant we went to. I remember the glass of LAKEY at the end and how those big meals seemed to only cost 20 to 25 euros each. Olive oil, goats and togas. Very white houses. And really blue sea. I like Greece. It smells and seems too fresh and yummy. Edit. Oh, and if you'll travel to Greece, you must to taste some their fried cheese. It's unforgettable, says the man who forgot to write about it first. Shitty salads. JK. Amazing food and drink souvlaki. Euros. Baklava. Reiki. Ouzo. Also Greece winning the Euro. Crazy game. This Greek guy the first played Empire Earth with Waay back. Vasilis. In fact, I think all Greek men are called Vasilis. Greece cheese. Santorini. God, it is beautiful. Cheap fruits and vegetables. Their alphabet. Blue ass water. How much pollution there is in Athens. Debt. Zeus shagging everything in sight. Bankruptcy. Sorry. Why are you sorry? Greece was making constant headlines from it a decade ago. We had to live and learn. If Poland was to attack Turkey in the rear, would Greece help? Wait, but Poland doesn't even border Turkey. Diners in New Jersey. Miserloo. Bankruptcy. Euros. AKA the best. Most irritating example. Okay, a word where you think it should be pronounced one way but it's not. Inventors of anal sex that retire too soon and hate Turkey. Homosexuality. Debt. Poor money management. People getting kicked off of cliffs and retarded babies getting yeeted. The gooey stuff used on mechanical things. Percy Jackson. Debt. Papastathopoulos or any surname ending in Nopolis. Greek gods. Danny Zuko. Debt. Aphrodite. The Iliad and sculptures. Gay men in gold armor. Pythagoras. Stray cats everywhere. When I was a teenager, my dad went on a trip to Greece for the humanities program he was in. One of the souvenirs he brought back for me was a photo book of stray cats of Greece. So now, whenever I imagine Greece, I imagine a land where cats outnumber people. Used to be ancient Greek era, but after spending over a year there, incompetence. The Greeks I've spoken to say the same. Private sector or government sector. It doesn't matter. There is a culture of doing things in a half-assed manner. Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson books. Greek fries and gay sex. Butt stuff. Pillars everywhere. Anal sex. A guy the first had relations with in high school. Scumbag. But he owned the only bar in town and supplied me and my underage friends with alcohol and after hours parties. Bankruptcy. Turkish coffee and Turkish baklava. Crisis. Just how dirty Athens was back when I visited. Everyone smoked, everything was run down. Financial crisis. Teenagers with slicked back hair and street gangs singing at each other. Tzatziki and broke. Salad. I dunno YXD. My mother-in-law telling me Mykonos is full of gay beaches. Past glory. Economic problems. Percy Jackson. Strike for Olympus. How it's a shell of what it was. Everything that made it Greece is gone. All that's left is some ruins. Friars. Turkey is piece of shit. What do you mean he don't eat no meat? Oh, that's okay. I make lamb. The nice white houses that are printed on the packaging of my favorite brand of feta cheese. Debt. Spartans and Georgies. Hairy arms. Dripping with olive oil. As Nana Mouskouri plays on the background. This scene is on a beach. With a yacht in the harbor. It is owned by some dude who retired at 52 years old. Anything ending in ology. I'm one of those people when I learn a new fact I tell everyone and I always think about it. In this case I never stopped thinking about the fact that pizza was invented in Greece and not Italy. Like a lot of people think. So I always think of pizza. Ancient Rome, apparently. Hot gay sex of course. Architecture then being broke. Columns. I looked at this question. And the first thing that popped into my mind was columns. I learned Greek myths before I knew what Greece was because my parents gave me child-friendly books about them when I was a kid. Even though Perseus is a character from my formative years alongside Dorothy and Strawberry Shortcake and Aslan and Flubbies, I thought of a piece of architecture. Human minds are weird. Greeks made some pretty kick-ass columns, though. Crippling debt, anal sex, Russia, history stuff, no money, Hades fucking his niece, economy, beautiful landscape and beaches, lots of island, all those great ruins, great history and architecture, statues and of course mythology, old Greek and different alphabet, democracy, food, all that come when I think about it. South Mediterranean countries, sun, singing accent, warm evening, holidays, nice way of life, etc. Debt and unemployment, gay dudes, gays, bisexual men who'll fuck anything. Turkey, plus all the great thinkers over that side of the little pond. I'm sorry, but Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Less cool Russians. So back when I was 19, myself and a couple of friends went backpacking around Greece for a couple of weeks. We found this campsite run by some lovely toothless lady with loads of dogs. We pitch our tents and take a look around the site. As far as we can tell, we're the only people there. It was out of season, like late October or thereabouts. We find this tent that looks like it's been attacked by bears. There's stuff all over and it's torn to bits. Yeah, okay, kinda creepy, but that's not going to scare us off. Then we find this other caravan tent combo that looks like it's been abandoned. There were still plates on the table and there were flies, full strings of fly paper everywhere. Okay, also a bit creepy. Hey, is that a wheelchair? Well, WTF. Getting a tad concerned now. People don't tend to just leave those things. So now, the camp has a nickname. Camp Death. We live to tell the tale, and as for that first tent, on our second day some dude turned up and literally just dragged it away like it was nothing. Man, it was a good job we were full of ouzo. Did I mention the deaf, leather chaps clad German biker? No? Well, he was lovely too. So in summary, I think of lovely people, good booze, camping, and specifically Camp Death. A solid 4 stars on TripAdvisor if it had been a thing back then. Debt, tax evasion, Turkey, the financial crisis, debt, anal sex, corruption, inefficiency, bureaucracy, communist trade unions with KKE banners who think it's still 1945. The Rick Riordan expanded universe, mainly PJO and Who. Since inventing democracy, those guys have been coasting. Bankruptcy, sorry. Percy Jackson and all sub-series. Mein Geld! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Austerity measures. Sex with goats. This is Sparta. Ouzo. Logic. If we're talking not born there, then probably a rug shop and Euros. Euro 2004. Quite the achievement, I will not lie. One thing that amazes me is that like half of the country live in just 2 cities. I always thought that Greece is more equally dispersed when it comes to population. The Parthenon, and Diogenes. Big white houses and cheese. Olymps, Zeus, and old guys with really hairy arms. Shipping and steamships. Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. Diogenes, what's up fuckers, I just plucked a chicken. Now look at this absolute unit of a man. The beautiful white rock-covered islands. Island hopping. Going to the cool bars and having a blast with locals and other tourists. My big fat Greek wedding. Islands. Rebetico, Sapporo, and the company of good friends. I imagine a bunch of men in togas talking by a big white pillar. Basically the scene when Bill and Ted kidnap Socrates. Euro. Santorini. In year 5, we literally learned about that place for a month. Euros. Greek yogurt, feta, debt, and ancient Greece. Grease lightning. Oh, Grease lightning, unironically the first thing. That one movie. My big fat Greek wedding. where the daughter says her dad believes Windex cures everything. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.